Rumors had been spreading for weeks in Cuzco about a plot to unseat the local Spanish order. In the highlands of the Viceroyalty of Peru, whispers carried faster than the official posts. A mestizo cacique who called himself Túpac Amaru II, Jose Gabriel Condorcanqui, was organizing an armed response to decades of abuse. What began as gossip became a conspiracy in plain sight, a chain of clandestine meetings, forged alliances with indigenous communities, and the quiet coordination of men and women who had little left to lose. To understand the plot, you must understand the pressures that birthed it. The Bourbon Reforms of the late 18th century tightened taxes, expanded the Mita draft for forced labor in the mines, and empowered local corregidores and tax collectors whose corruption and brutality were notorious. Condorcanqui, a minor aristocrat in Tinta who claimed Inca descent, had tried legal channels and failed. With his wife, Micaela Bastidas, a sharp strategist and organizer, he moved from petitions to planning. Their aim was not simply looting. It was a political strike to end Mita abuses, abolish the most exploitative taxes, and challenge the local agents of colonial power. What followed was rapid expansion and a series of fractured ambitions. The insurgency surged toward Cuzco, attracting thousands of indigenous fighters who sought to dismantle the structures of forced labor and tribute. Micaela Bastidas proved indispensable. She organized logistics, coordinated sieges, and maintained discipline among the heterogeneous forces. For a moment, the rebels seemed capable of reshaping colonial order. They issued proclamations, tried to govern captured towns, but conspiracies and presented demands to the rebel coalition contained differing aims. Some leaders sought reform, others revenge. Some desired a restoration of Inca sovereignty, while others wanted relief from economic burdens without overturning social hierarchies. The Spanish crown responded with brutal speed. Viceroyal forces, supported by local militias and Creole elites fearful of social collapse, counterattacked. The insurgents, poorly armed and divided by local rivalries, gradually lost momentum. By 1781, the net had closed. Condorcanqui, Micaela Bastidas, and other leaders were captured, subjected to quick trials that emphasized spectacle as punishment and deterrence. On May 18, 1781, in Cuzco, the Spanish authorities executed Túpac Amaru II and publicly displayed the bodies of leading rebels. The repression did not end with a single day of bloodshed. It extended into systematic reprisals, mass arrests, floggings, executions, and the reassertion of colonial order by terror. The conspiracy's immediate aim failed, but its legacy was complex. The uprising exposed the structural violence of colonial rule to a transatlantic world already uneasy with absolutism and reform. It forced the crown to reckon with the limits of its administrative reach and the peril of relying on corrupt local agents. Intellectually and politically, the rebellion sowed seeds. Later independence leaders in South America would recall the memory of 1780 to 81 as evidence that Spanish authority could be challenged. This true-life crime, if one calls rebellion a crime, was not a simple tale of banditry. It was a conspiracy born of legal frustration, economic desperation, and a desire to rewrite the rules of an empire. It was planned in councils and enacted in the open air of Andean plazas. It elicited hope, fear, and brutal countermeasures. 2 centuries on, historians still debate whether Condorcanqui's uprising was a doomed revolt, a nascent revolution, or both. What remains indisputable is the raw human cost and the way a handful of conspirators changed the conversation about who, ultimately, could claim sovereignty in the Americas. Was Túpac Amaru II a dangerous conspirator who threatened an empire, or a revolutionary who dared to challenge centuries of oppression? History still cannot agree. Let me know in the comments. Which side would you have stood on in 1780? And don't forget to follow for more forgotten crimes, conspiracies, and rebellions that changed the course of history.